This is the voice of Union Christian Public School.
The radio of UCPS. Your voice, your station, your pride.
Welcoming you to an exciting and refreshing episode of Vox Populi.
Good afternoon, dear listeners. This is your very own RJ Hannah.
And I'm RJ Allen, tuning in with Hannah. This first segment is to congratulate all our 10th and 12th graders who have made us proud with their outstanding performance in their boards through a happiness song sung by Lovana Susan Siju of grade 6 and her sister Aroma of grade 8.
When the sun shines on the mountains and the night is on the run, it's a new day, it's a new way, and I fly up to the sun. I can feel the morning sunlight, I can smell the newborn hay, I can hear God's voices calling on my golden starlight way. Una paloma blanca, I'm just a bird in the sky. Una paloma blanca, over the mountains I fly. No one can take the freedom away. Once I had my share of losing, once they locked me on a chain. Yes, they tried to break my power, though I still can feel the pain. Una paloma blanca, I'm just a bird in the sky. Una paloma blanca, yes, no one can take my freedom away. Yes, no one can take my freedom away. When the sun shines on the mountains and the night is on the run, it's a new day, it's a new way, and I fly up to the sun. I'm just a bird in the sky. Una paloma blanca, over the mountains I fly. No one can take my freedom away. Yes, no one can take my freedom away. Yes, no one can take my freedom away.
Thank you, Iona and Aroma, for this wonderful rendition. I'm sure our seniors are feeling like a bird in the sky.
In our second segment, we take a little detour to peek at the history of Vox Populi through the voices of our principal ma'am, Benzi ma'am, and all our seniors who set this path for us.
Hi, listeners. The most significant accomplishment of Union Christian Public School in the past year was the launch of our exclusive radio station, Vox Populi. This was the name I had in my mind from the days I used to take children for culturals. I felt the name was apt for our radio station as it's a phrase in Latin which means voice of the people. Vox Populi is indeed the voice of UCPS. Our community include our students, teachers, parents, as well as the well-wishers of UCPS, whose voices collectively we heard through our 28 episodes last academic year. To add on, through Vox Populi we heard the voices of around 150 to 200 students right from LKG to class 12, featuring their reflections and thoughts, creative expressions of their talents, and above all, marvelous RJing. Sometimes I felt our kids would beat or outshine the veterans in this industry if given a chance. Some of the interviews I heard are etched in my memory. Moreover, it was so overwhelming to hear our little RJs from Standard 1 and 2, the youngest of the lot, and hearing them outdo the children of their age with confidence and clarity. And it is worth mentioning. I like the professional RJs, maybe because of their spontaneity, sense of humor, and content creation, which was very well reflected in our RJs too. We were not only focusing on English episodes, but gave importance to our languages Tamil and Hindi through those departments, including the Social Studies department, taking one episode each. Big kudos to the teachers Miss Bensi and Miss Letitia who steered the show. Credits to the children who worked behind the scenes, our creative editors, and our smart RJs. I'm really happy for this beautiful venture that we have started because it's something unique that Union Christian Public School is doing. Well done, team.
Vox Populi was not just a school radio for me. It was 1 year of memories, emotions, and a beautiful beginning that will continue to resonate for years to come. In the beginning, there were doubts, learning moments, and challenges. There were moments where things did not go as planned, and those instances made us stronger and more determined to keep going. Watching students transform into confident RJs, thoughtful speakers, and creative editors has been the most beautiful part of this journey. Behind every broadcast, there were unseen efforts, teamwork, and dedication. Completing 1 year feels like a proud milestone. All the best for the new Vox Populi team and waiting for more voices and stories. Thank you.
Hello and hi everyone. This is Matthew from Batch of 2024. And with me today is someone who's been part of this journey.
Hey everyone, this is Trifan, also from the Batch of 2024, and I'm really glad to be here.
So Trifan and I had the opportunity to design the Vox Populi logo, and honestly, it's something we're really grateful for. We'd like to thank the school management, our principal Nisha ma'am and Bensi ma'am for trusting us with this. Being able to contribute like this even after passing out makes us feel like we're still part of the school.
So Vox Populi essentially means voice of the people, and that became the core idea behind our design. We first thought about what best represents a voice and chose the microphone to show speaking and expression. Then, we added the record to represent sharing ideas and creating a lasting impact. We used a circular shape to show unity and connection and carefully selected red, black, and white to give the logo a bold and meaningful look. And finally, we refined the design by adjusting the layout and details to make it clean, balanced, and easy for everyone to understand. We also made sure it feels modern and relatable, something students can easily connect with. Because at the end of the day, Vox Populi isn't just a radio, it's your voice.
That was really well explained, Trifan.
We hope the logo connects with all of you just as much as it did with us while creating it.
A heartfelt thanks to Jyoti ma'am for giving me and Trifan the opportunity to explain about the logo.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know, I was one of the RJs for Vox Populi last year, and honestly, it's been one of the most memorable experiences I've had in our school. To be honest, when we started, none of us really knew what to expect because we've never had a radio in our school before. Honestly, one of my favorite parts, with no surprise, was getting to skip a class once in a while when we had to record an episode It was always the sixth period right before lunch on every Thursday, and I got to interview people that I never thought I would, like speaking to an army officer and hearing his real life stories from the days when he was in service. It was really eye opening, and it made me realize how powerful conversations with people really can be. And then there were the primary students, probably the most fun interviews to conduct ever. The answers were really honest and quite funny too, because you never knew what would come next. Being an RJ taught me more than just about speaking into a mic. It taught me how to listen, how to think on the spot, and how to connect with people in a way that I hadn't before. I'm really grateful that I got to be a part of the first year of Vox Populi Radio. It feels really special knowing that we were the ones who started it all. Even though I'm not continuing as an RJ this year, as I go into my 12th, I'll always carry these memories with me. And to the new team, I hope you enjoy this just as much as I did, and maybe even some more. And to Vox Populi, thank you for the experience. This is RJ Rema, signing off.
So, hello everyone, my name is Joseph Samuel, currently in class 12. And the past year for me with the Vox Populi team has been an experiential journey where I got the honor of producing the theme song for Vox Populi. And I also got the privilege to work with our senior, Anish, who's a really talented guitarist who was then in 12th. So we used to come to school after our board exams during the month of May and spend time brainstorming for ideas in the band room. And in fact, the intro for the theme was totally his idea. And the funky groove that I had in mind had its guitar parts written by our old music teacher, Francis sir, and was finally executed by Anish. And I also collaborated with Ahil, who was in the new batch of 10th, and he was patient enough to bear with me and record 46 layers of just saxophone, which helped me execute the entire orchestral section. And when Principal Ma'am told that she wants a few taglines in it, and without thinking I recorded my voice for the intro, from "This is the voice of Union Christian Public School" to the high-pitched Vox Populi, I successfully created a nightmare that haunts me every Monday as soon as the lunch bell rings. But that aside, it truly was an honor to work on this project. Thanks to Principal Ma'am for the opportunity that she has given. And this was my journey behind the creation of the theme song for Vox Populi. Thank you.
Hannah, I was unaware of the groundwork.
True, Alan. We need to extend our gratitude to all the people behind the scenes who have made Vox Populi a rocking success. Next, we have Mrs. Kavita Ramachandran to share with us her experience in hosting a weekly program for Radio Luxembourg.
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's an honor to have you on our show. A lot of us fantasize being a radio host. What does it take to be a rock star host?
Well, it's a great question. I don't know about rock star, but certainly I would say you need a lot of passion to be able to be a radio host, and it's a number of things. One is clearly it's the music. I think that's the center stage of what at least my program is about, and it is understanding the music, and also being able to play sort of thematic tunes, which is in touch with the topics that we want to talk about. So it's important to understand the music and be able to choose those songs. And second is you need to clearly know your audience very well. So I think it's also being the ability to have the ability to be able to connect with people, get them to be comfortable and talk to you on the show. So it's a number of things, and the other clearly important thing is to be able to coordinate all of this together. So there's the mix index to handle, make sure that the sound and music is right. It's of the right volume, and clearly be able to master some of those technicalities.
Wow, I never would have thought that so much goes on behind the scenes. What inspired you to host a radio show in Luxembourg?
Well, I thought it would be cool to put on those headphones and just talk to the rest of the world. I always imagine millions of people listening to my show. That's how I fantasize it when I present it, and I thought that would be really cool to do something like that. But of course, more importantly, to have got the opportunity to do it. And it came about in a very interesting way for me. A friend of mine, who used to he continues to host the show, and we do it together. It's obviously focused on Indian music. He wanted me to come on to the show to give an interview. Interestingly, it was on a topic of sort of Indian fashion. So I went to the radio, I had the interview, and then I got the feedback that somehow I had a radio positive voice, the voice which sounds well on air. And I was asked whether I'd like to present a show on Indian classical music. And that's basically how I started it, and I've been doing it for many years now. So quite interestingly, I started the show. It was the 8th of March 2009, so it's been going on for more than a decade right now, and it just gives me amazing sort of satisfaction every week. I do it on a Sunday morning, so it's a hobby for me, and it's something which is very different from what I do on a weekly, during the week. So I absolutely love it, and continue to love it.
Thank you, ma'am, for the time you have taken to share with us your valuable insights. It has surely opened my eyes to a whole new world. Alan, the recent LPG crisis has made people treat common gas cylinders like precious stones.
Precious stones? More like VVIP dignitaries. Handled with care. Arrives once in 3 months.
Seriously, people are checking their cylinder weight like detectives.
Even cooking feels like a suspense movie. Will the gas last till the dal is done?
I know, right? But though it may seem funny to us, it's a pretty serious issue.
Yes, that's true. I would love to learn more about it.
Well, you're in luck, as we have our school stand-up comedian Steve of grade 6 to present us with some humor on the latest crisis.
Hey everybody, this is Steve Gilchrist from 6th standard, and I'm gonna talk about the LPG crisis currently in India. Right now, in India, people are not asking, what do you do? They are asking, do you have gas at home? Because that decides your social status. In today's economy, do you know how your social status is decided? If you have 1 cylinder, you are middle class. If you have 2 cylinders, you are the Ambani of your street. People will crowd at your house and say, we just wanted to see how it feels to have a backup cylinder. Even neighbors respect you differently. They will talk softly, like you are a celebrity of the street now. But students are the happiest because gas finish means today no cooking, no tiffin, no school. Full holiday mood, hooray! COVID lockdown was one thing. Now it's LPG lockdown. Earlier, mothers used to say, hey, be friends with intelligent boys. Now they say, hey, be friends with the cylinder delivery boy. He decides our future. The delivery person walks in like a savior from Bahubali. You suddenly become very polite. Anna, please come inside, na. Careful, Anna, careful. Do you want water, Anna? Even if you fight with everybody, you don't mess with this gas delivery guy. People with backup cylinders don't talk much. They just smile because deep inside they know that they are superior. So today, success is simple. Not a big house, not a big job, just one thing, a full cylinder. And if you have 2 cylinders, please let me know after the show. My parents are looking for you. Thank you. May your cylinder always be full and the delivery will always be on time. Have a cylinder full day. This is Steve signing out.
Last but not least, let's get into news of the week, where Anina of grade 7 will update us on the happenings around the world, around the country, and right here in our school.
Good afternoon, everyone, from the newsroom of our school radio station. International news. The US-Iran ceasefire talks have not progressed much, with a deadly drone strike on a Kuwait airport by Iran escalating the West Asian conflict. Ukrainian drones hit oil facilities in Russia, as Russia also continues heavy aerial bombardment of key Ukrainian cities. World leaders are gearing up for the 52nd G7 summit in France later this month. National news. Indian officials hosted the Venezuelan acting president in New Delhi for trade talks. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar gets sworn in as the new Karnataka Chief Minister. The southwest monsoon has made its onset in Kerala. Sports news. The Royal Challengers Bangalore (RCB) has successfully retained the IPL trophy this year. The much-awaited 23rd FIFA World Cup is scheduled to take place from June to July across the United States, Mexico, and Canada. This is the first time the tournament is hosted by 3 nations and includes 48 teams. School news. From our school desk, we have a brand new academic year packed with exciting events like the investiture ceremony, sports day, magnum opus, and annual day, among many more. Goodbye with many more updates.
Thank you, Anina, and that brings us to the end of the episode. Remember to stay kind and spread love to everyone around you.
Until next time, it's your RJ Hannah
and RJ Allen
signing off from our school radio room.
This is the voice of Union Christian Public School.
The radio of UCPS. Your voice, your station, your pride.